ladies and gentle ladies. Welcome back to another stream. Hello, Space US. Hello, GoGo. Hello, Lime. Hello, Basti. Hello, Wide. Hello, 7410. Hello, Gnome Party. Welcome to the stream. So yes, we're back again with some more Industria. It's been a hot minute. But I have some more free time on my hands now, so we'll be back with some more streams. And yes, as the title says, we're going to be working on the oil pump jack today, which we haven't touched in a long time, and I never actually got around to finishing it. So we're going to try and work on that today and try and get that in a somewhat usable state where it can actually, you know, pump oil. That would be very helpful. It's going to be very complex, by the way, so I hope you guys are ready for this. Yeah, let's just get started, I think. So here we are. I have the game up here. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, good. So the oil pump jack, for anyone unaware, is this absolute behemoth, which at some point I need to fix the animations, but I'll come back to that at some point. We're not going to do that today. Instead today we're going to be working with this bit, basically the part that actually pumps the oil, because we don't actually have that yet. And we're also going to be working with the, do I remember what they're called? No. Tube. This. So we're going to be working with drill tube. It's going to work something like this, but build up some tubes and then it pump it up and down. I probably should rename them from drill tubes. I think that's a dumb name, but I don't actually know what they're called, so that's what we're sticking with for now. So yeah, we need to obviously make it actually do something. And more specifically, obviously, do something if there's oil down there. If there's no oil, then we don't want it to actually do anything. Yeah, I moved the face cam in the previous stream, just because it was covering up so much, being in where it was before. So it has moved. But yeah, I think to start, we're going to probably put a tap on top, which I don't actually have yet. And I've also completely forgotten what it's called. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of Googling first to find out what it's called. Okay. I probably should have looked this up before stream. If we can't figure out what it's called, then I will just come up with it. I think I'm probably just gonna call it. Aha! I found it. So it's called the wellhead. That's what I was looking for. Okay. How's your day been? My day has been very mediocre. It was all right. Not good, not bad. I've done a whole lot of nothing today, to be honest. Good evening, Romeo. Welcome to the stream. So yeah, we're going to start today, I think, with registering a block, and then we'll move on from there. So we need a wellhead. Too hot to function. Honestly, it hasn't actually been that hot down here today. Not compared to, well, I guess it was like 20 degrees, but that's not that hot. So it hasn't actually been that bad. I found it was much hotter yesterday. Was it yesterday? Maybe Friday, actually. It was a day when it was hotter, I don't know. It was like 23 or something, which was a little bit hotter. But yeah, it's not too bad. I reckon this year is going to be very hot because it's already getting quite warm. Funny you say that, Wide. I think one is about to happen right where I am right now. Or at least I think that's what I heard. I heard some rumbles, but I don't know if it was thunderstorms. I assume so. Which is always good fun. So this wellhead block, first of all, it needs to extend Industria block. I don't know what I'm doing. And yes, then I need the... So you guys might have to bear with me for a while because it's been a while. I haven't done any modding in a long time. So what is this? Didn't this have a builder? No, apparently it doesn't have a builder. I thought this was a builder or something. Fair enough. So yeah, this block is going to be pretty simple in reality. It's not actually going to functionally really do anything. The only thing to note is it even going to have an axis property? I don't know. No, not an axis property, a direction property. How do I say that it has a facing? That would make sense. Yes, has horizontal facing. There you go. I think it is going to have that because it's going to have a gas pipe on it. Which we're going to have to make gas pipes at some point, actually. I don't think about that. We might have to do that this stream, but that'll be trivial, so I'm not too worried about that. Okay, we're going to say that it has a block entity renderer as well. And then we can also say... Sure, I think that's fine. And then we'll just do this. And then do block entity pipe init well it. Sure. And what block entity properties does it need? Well, it needs to have... This isn't right. I'm missing... Yep, I'm on the wrong brackets. I knew something was a bit weird there. So it's not going to have an inventory. It's not even going to have a GUI. Is it going to tick? Probably, yes. I think it is probably going to tick. It's not going to be a multi-block though, so we don't have to worry about that at least. And then I think that's it. But that should be fine. As I say, this is going to be a pretty simple block. We'll just create the block entity real quick. We'll call this a wellhead block entity. Wellhead and then do... Lovely. Okay. So that's that. Why is this complaining? That's fine. And yeah, that's fine. Imagine still using IntelliJ? What are people using instead? What? Have I missed something? Are you saying like, why am I not using a vibe coding thing? I honestly, I haven't even tried something like Cursor. I don't know if it's actually like, I don't even know really how it works. No, I don't do that. What do I updatable block entity? Is that right? Oh my god, I haven't... Wait, no, I think that actually was right. Is that right? So long, man. Go to implementation. Oh, this. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, this is fine. I mean, I kind of tried going back to Eclipse briefly, but it didn't really work. It just turned out to be a little bit of a pain to work with. more than I remember. So I then ditched that idea. But I don't know, maybe some point in the future I will go back to it. Railroad when? Who knows? Maybe this summer. I'm gonna have, hopefully, lots of time this summer. So it's feasible that railroad could become something, but I don't know. I don't really know what I'm gonna prioritize yet, so I need to figure that out. Who knows? Maybe I'll do some railroad development streams as well, if I'm working on that. Okay, so what is this block actually going to do, I guess, is the question. So I need to decide really how I'm going to make this work. So if I go in the game, right, the idea is you have this pump jack, right? Which, by the way, the multi-block is not working. Do the multi-blocks not work anymore? Wait. Okay, this one does. Why is this one not? Oh. Oh. What happened? I don't remember changing anything to do with this. No pointer, default objects. Excuse me? I have not changed this. Like, I have not edited this code. I don't know why this isn't working. What is it actually saying? I don't understand. Is it saying that the oil pump jack doesn't have the horizontal facing direction? Maybe. Maybe that's what it's saying. Let's have a look. I don't know why it wouldn't, though. That's the block entity. That's not going to be helpful to me. Oil pump jack has horizontal facing. That's weird. Very suspicious. Okay, I think I know what's happened, actually. I think I know what's happened. I think what's changed is the way that this is used. If I find where this is used, it's used in here. In get outline shape. But I think I see. I see what it's done. Okay, so I think the state that's being passed in here, once it reaches oh god, I'm lost. I think once it gets in here, when it tries to then receive the state again, I think it's not working there. Or, oh no, I see, because it's saying it's getting the state at the primary position, whereas in here, this is the outline shape of whatever block I'm looking at. So that could be one of the other blocks that are part of the multi. And so when I destroy it, the primary state doesn't exist anymore, but these still do. So it's still trying to do the shape calculation. So it comes into here, and then into here, and tries to grab the primary state, which is now destroyed. I think that's what's happening here. As for how to fix it, and as for why it's broken, I don't know. I'm gonna have to check the, you know what I can do? I can check the Git, I can check the Git to blame, and I can see when it changed. So if I go here, block and multi-block block is what we're looking for. There it is. And then I can go history. Interesting. Has 7410 broke it? How can I see? Oh yeah, here we go. Blame. And then I can see, has anything in here changed? So, no, I might have broke it. Here we go, 3 weeks ago. Which is, this is the exact line actually that's causing problems. So I'm guessing this is where the issue occurred. Oh, I see. I see. Wait, no, I don't see. Never mind. Now I'm even more confused. Oh, no, I do see. It's because I'm passing null as the fallback, and it's basically saying, if I just went into here and looked, it says that it requires non-null as the... Yeah, okay. It requires non-null as the default. And so this is actually impossible. That can never occur. There you go. That's why that's broken. Yeah. Okay, that will fix that then. Good shit. Okay. Back to Railroad. Yeah, I want to work on Railroad over the summer. I think it's a very good project to work on. Because it has a lot of potential. It just requires a lot of work. And what I found with it is that I just can't do it by myself. It's just not feasible. That's the only problem with Railroad. I think, honestly, if there was a team of, like, 5 people working on Railroad, right? I think it could probably get released by the end of the summer. If there was 5 people working on it. I think that's all it needs. Ooh, that's not good. Oh, no, that's fine. Okay. Oh, wait, the hitbox isn't working because I actually never, I never got back to fixing it, I don't think. So I don't know why it's being weird. Like, I don't know why I can't place it here. I reckon there must be, like, invisible... yeah, there are. There's invisible multi-blocks here. I can't place anything. Okay. That's fine. Okay, so yeah, the idea is that this new block, it just goes right here. In fact, we actually have it now, don't we? What do I call it? Wellhead. Okay, so basically that will go right there. If I look at this, this is facing south. It really actually doesn't matter which way it's facing. I might just remove the facing property because it is actually completely irrelevant. So there we go. We'll get rid of that. Okay, so yeah, what I need to decide is what is actually going to do the logic here. So is the pump jack going to do the pumping, or should the wellhead do the pumping and then give it back to the pump jack, right? That's kind of what I need to decide. Like, who is actually going to manage what's happening? And oh my god, some heavy rain. So I definitely did hear thunder then earlier. Holy moly. Okay. But yeah, I need to decide who has the responsibility. Yeah, I know you can't hear it on the stream, wide. Because I have noise suppression on, so you can't hear background noise. I don't even know how to turn it off, to be honest. Let me see, actually. If I do... I think I just disabled the filter. If I do this. Okay, this is probably going to make this... Oh, yeah, that's also made me really loud, hasn't it? Okay, I'm going to have to sit back here for a while. Can you hear it? You still can't hear it. You can just about hear it. Okay, fair enough. Well, I've turned my filters back now. I forgot that I have a thing that does the thing. Yeah. It's actually stopped already. This is quite funny. The rain is literally stopped already. Anyways. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this little guy do all the logic. But it somehow still needs to be connected to this because it needs to know that this is pumping. So, I mean, either that or I just make this part of the multi-block, but that's kind of very hard to do, right? Just purely because of how it's separated. I mean, you could maybe make a multi-block that's like disconnected like that, but it would be really weird, I think. So I'm not going to do that. Okay, so if I make this do the logic, and then see, the problem with making this do the logic, well, actually, the problem entirely is that somehow they need a reference to each other. And since they're not connected, that's kind of very tricky to do. I didn't think about that, actually. Okay, here's what I can do then. I'll make this do all of the logic. I'll make the pump jack do all the logic, because then the pump jack can just look at this position and see, okay, is there a wellhead here? And then if there's a wellhead here, then it can do something. So let's close this and that as well. Yeah, sure. And instead we're going to open the pump jack. Here we go. Okay. So, first of all, I need to figure out where this position is relative to this controller block. Now, in theory, you would just think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks forward, and I guess it kind of is. Yeah, like it's kind of... How many blocks did I say? I just forgot what I just said. I said 5, right? I think so. And I'll say block pods, wellhead. No. I need to do the facing. So this dot cache get cache state. That's it. Dot get properties dot horizontal facing, and then we're going to say 5 blocks in that direction. So this should be the wellhead pos, and then if this dot world dot get block state at wellhead pos. Actually, we can get the block entity. Get block entity at wellhead pos is instance of a wellhead block entity. And then what I could do is I could just set a reference in here. So I could have in here a private block pos of the oil pump jack pos, and I can have a method to set that. So I'll just say actually that this is nullable, and then I will do an update as well. And then if wellhead block entity, I need to be able to get that as well. Public, you know, I'll just have a boolean actually, as oil pump jack. If it does not have an oil pump jack, then we'll set it to this pos. Okay. Now, this is going to happen every single tick, which is completely and utterly unnecessary. And I also probably want to do some caching as well. So let's have a private block pos, which is going to be the wellhead pos. So then what I can do is I can just set that there as well. And then I can say if this dot wellhead pos is equal null, and let's also do this. Let's define a private int ticks, and this dot ticks plus plus percentage 20 is, yeah, exactly what Copilot said. Okay. And then I'll create a method to, so private void find wellhead, not like that, but oh my god, wellhead, and then do that. Okay. And then we find wellhead. Perfect. And then I can say here, if this dot wellhead pos is equal null, return. So then we don't have to do anything there. Okay, in here, no, this is fine actually, isn't it? So what it so that when this block is removed, is there a removed method? Mark removed, what does that do? Okay, good to know. Wait. No, this isn't what I was looking for. Find usages. Here we go. Okay, so that is actually called when the block entity is removed. That's perfect. Okay. So then what I can do is I can say, if that's not null and this dot world is not null, then it does that, does that. Okay, and say, I'm just going to say, sure, I'll have a set wellhead pos, or remove wellhead. I think that makes more sense to do. What is this? I don't need to do that. This dot warhead pos is equal null, and then update. Okay, so that will do that, and then I will just say, I'm not going to do that actually. That's fine. Okay. I am just going to do a quick thing actually. This. Like completely unnecessary. There we go. And it is something I will do in the future, but it's like kind of unnecessary. Yeah, so this is fine. The one thing I will do actually, and it's not removed. Shouldn't really be an issue, but it's probably add a basketball. What do you mean add a basketball? I'm not just gonna add a basketball. It doesn't work like that. Okay, I'm not gonna add 2 basketballs either. Okay. So, the thing is that pump jack really shouldn't be doing anything. So actually, I'm not gonna do that. I mean, it should, but like it shouldn't. The thing about the pump jack is that it does have a motor, so technically it should also have energy, which is kind of weird, right? So, like if I look back here, you have the motor. So technically it does need energy, so we can do that real quick. Oh, wrapped energy storage. New wrapped energy storage. Okay, there we go. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Okay, there's the wrapped energy. Oh, nope. Add storage. No, that's not right, is it? It is? Okay, sure. Hello, Super Z. Welcome to the stream. Okay, there we go. So we add this. Then we need a capacity. I'm just going to say 10,000. I mean, these kind of numbers are something I can mess around with in the future. Speaking of, actually, don't I have an input only energy storage or something? No, I thought I did. Apparently not. Yeah, I don't. I thought I did. Never mind. It's fine. Oh, my music has gone a bit weird. Okay, there we go. So, that adds the energy storage. That's fine. We need to grab that here. So let's grab thinking energy storage. And there we go. Okay, how do I extract this into a method? That's a thing you can do, can't you? Yeah, perfect. Okay, so get thinking or get energy. . Nope. There we go. And then I can do that. It's only actually going to have that, so I am actually going to remove this. Perfect. I do need to do the other thing as well, though, which is public energy, get energy provider, which takes in a direction. Oh. My PC just casually died for a second there. There we go. This is fine, to be honest. This is added in all directions. That's not gonna cause any issues. I also do need the IO port thing. Yes. Go to implementations. Nope. Go to implementation. Okay, we'll look at the clarifier. Sure, it's nice and simple. Okay. So, energy. Where should the energy be addable? I don't really know, since I'm gonna kind of remake this entire model at some point. I'm gonna put it down. Oh, don't do that. Thank you. Apparently YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. What does that even mean? How is my encoding overloaded? No. Let me bring up my task manager real quick. It is very much not overloaded. What I can do quick is I can do 1 second. Let me fix this real quick. That fix it? Let's see if this fixes it. Nope, I don't think so. Could be your bitrate. I don't think so. My bitrate is 12,000. There's no way that's not enough. I think that's literally meant to be the recommended bitrate or something. Because I think that's why I said it. I don't know. I think it's just being weird. It says it's buffering for you guys. Is it buffering? Can anyone confirm that it's been buffering? Because it could just be YouTube being weird. It probably is just YouTube being weird. It's center column and... how do I know if it's the back? Yeah, I don't know. YouTube's probably just being weird then. I don't even know how I get rid of this error. Oh. Actually, I can probably show this screen that comes up, can't I? Because it hides like the stream key and stuff. Stream health. Here you go. Look, you guys can look at this. This is. Says you're experiencing buffering, but obviously just lying, I guess. Sure. Anyways, not a problem in that case. So that's good to know. So this is fine. Actually, I'm gonna say that's 0, and then that'll be better. Sure, you know what? This will do. I'm fine with this. Okay. We need to register the provider, so we can do that real quick. Okay. Oh. So we can do energy storage dot sided. Got register for block entity. Okay, why is it trying to register an energy storage for a fluid tank? What? That's crazy. But sure, whatever. Okay. The pump jack, by the way, is not going to have a fluid storage for anyone curious. Even though it is pumping fluids, it's not storing fluids, right? There's no fluid storage here. That's all going to happen from the wellhead. So that will be fine. I'm probably going to make the wellhead have like a buffer of like 1 bucket or something, I think is how I'm going to do it. And I think that will be fine. Now, I do need to go ahead and write those in here. So I need to write this too. That's correct. So let's do MBT dot. I kind of forgot how you do this, to be honest. Get, yeah, and then wellhead pause. And then I provide the codec, right? So blockpause.codec. And then I can say like, or else no. Sure, I can do that too. In fact, this isn't optional, so I don't need to do that. Because I think if it doesn't exist... Yeah, if it's null, then it's just empty. And so it will map to null. So that's fine. Hello Archie, welcome to the stream. Okay, let's do read MBT. And I need to do if MBT contains energy. Oh my god. Energy. Then we do this. Then we pass in MBT.get compound energy, and then also it wants the registry lookup. And it's complaining because of that, but I can just do get compound or empty. Oh, it doesn't want a compound. I forgot. It wants a list. There you go. Okay. And then, yeah, just same thing here. So this will be nice and simple. This isn't right. So this needs to be wellhead pause and then blockpause.codec. Did these need to be the other way around? Yes. Usually you can just hover over and it says you want to permutate the argument. I'm not wanting that right now though, so that's unfortunate. Okay, perfect. That's fine. This is all fine. That's all fine. Okay. One thing I do just need to do real quick is I need to write a quick to do here. Yeah, there you go. Because it currently is not going to depend on that because it's just using, well, yeah, I mean, actually, it's not even using that, like, at all right now. Okay, there we go. Then that makes more sense. But for now, we'll just have it go in the bottom. That's not really a problem. Okay, so we actually are going to have tick logic then, aren't we? Or are we? Maybe, because we need to consume energy. I'm also going to have a private boolean which is running, because I want to be able to pause it in the GUI. So this not running is mbc.get boolean. Does that return an optional? It does. Okay, sure. That's fine. And then this running. Okay. Perfect. So that will just mean that we can change that in a minute. Okay. This is actually getting surprisingly long, bearing in mind it doesn't do much. I suppose most of that is from find positions method. Still. Okay. So that's that. Then we can do this. So first of all, if this.oil pump jack pause equal null, we're just going to return. So I'm just going to put that in here. Okay. Then what we need to be able to do is we need to know if it has energy. So we need get energy storage. Is that, did I make that private? I did. That's incredibly unnecessary. Okay, get energy storage. Energy storage. Okay. This is actually kind of unnecessary though. I don't really like this. I'm instead gonna have if oil pump jack has is running. And then what I can do in here is I can also say if this is running and how do I want to do this? This is kind of complicated actually, isn't it? The problem is they need to be able to interact with each other without too much friction. And that's very hard to do when they are completely disconnected by nature. So I think what I want to do is if it's running and private, I can make this public actually. Public boolean has energy. I guess storage store, but like I'd rather just do that. And so if it's running and has energy, then I'm gonna say this dot, oh god. I actually don't like that because I'm gonna have to grab that again. So I'm going to do this. Okay, so if it's running, do I have a method for that actually? No, I thought I did. Apparently not. Yeah, so if it's running and we have energy, I actually want it to be greater than like maybe 50. It's going to be somewhat expensive. Then what we'll say is we'll say energy storage dot amount negative equals 50. Okay, and then update. Else, if it's running, then running will become false and will update. I think that's fine. Okay. So then we can have this. So then we can have this is running method, which will just return this dot running. So then we know if it's running. And I am going to collapse these if statements. How does IntelliJ not let you do that? Damn, okay. Well, what I wanted was this. For sure. Actually, do I want that there? Yes, I think so. No, I don't want that there. That... Okay. I might invert this if... should I invert this if statement? I think so, because... Yes, I do want to do. Okay. Get oil level. No. So this is going to have a bunch of data. For example, we need to be able to know if the block below it is a drill tube. And if it's not, we're not going to do anything, right? So if this.world.get block state pos.below this.pos.down is of blockinit.drill tube. Now if it's not a drill tube, then we're not going to do anything, right? So in actual fact, yeah, in that case we want to say oil pump jack dot set running false. Like that. And then return. Okay. Okay, let's have a private final list of block pos drill tubes equal a new array list. Okay. And then what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to say I'm going to use block updates to keep track of this. So rather than doing this, I'm going to go down the drill tubes. So I need to find the bottommost one, which is ideally the last one. It might not be the last one. Okay, I think it'll be fine. Bottom of is equal this dot drill tubes dot stream min pos 0, pos 1, and then we just compare the wipers. I forgot you can do that. Okay, perfect. Okay, if it's null, we're just going to return, because, I mean, that should never happen, but it should be fine. Then I'm just going to say bottom of tubed is equal that, so that means it's down 1. And then what we can do is we can get the data, which is from this persistent data. So we can do world fluid pocket state dot get server state, which will pass in this dot world. Can I do dot cast like that? Yeah. Perfect. But then we can do the fluid pocket state. If that's null, we return. This shouldn't really happen, but you never know, I guess. Fluid pocket state, okay. And then we can do fluid pocket state, and we should be able to get a fluid pocket. Is position in pocket, bottom of tube. If it's not, okay, definitely don't want to do that. What we want to do is we want to do set running false. Okay. And return. It is going okay wide, I think. I mean, as I said, this is quite complex, so there's a lot of things to go through here. A lot of interdependent system, which is a pain. Okay, what I need to be able to do is I need to actually change how fluid pockets work. So currently they just have a bunch of position. But I think the best way to actually do this is to also store the actual amount of fluid in there, right? And I haven't actually done that yet. So we can have like a private long fluid amount. And then when this is created, I can basically say it's fluid position.size. How do I want to do this actually? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do thread local random current next float between 0.75 and 1.25, and then yeah, just cast that to a long. Actually, can I do a next double? Yeah, because that'll be a little bit better. It just allows me to have a little bit bigger of a number. But that should be... opinion on Kotlin for mod dev and in general, I dislike Kotlin. Well, yeah, I don't really like Kotlin. I've tried to like it. I just don't like it. So, yeah. Remove if. What is this for? What? So confused. Oh. Remove if pause. What? What? I'm so confused. What is this doing? Oh, I see. Okay. So what I want to do here is when it's removed, I want to recalculate the fluid amount. So this dot fluid amount negative equals, I could say 1, but like that's not gonna work. I know what I'll do. No, I kind of hate that. I was thinking I'll have like a double that's stored, or a float that's stored per position in the fluid pocket, but that's like so much data. That's just not a good idea. I mean, I guess I could store like a byte or something instead, and then just when I actually calculate it, divide that by 100. The problem is if I negative 1, say the positions went down to 1 left, since the bottom kind of amount that it could be is 0.75, and this is actually also 0.75 times the size of the positions as well. I don't think this is a good way to do it. Here's what I'm going to do, actually. I'm going to do a float running total. And then I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to do plus equals spread local random dot current next float 0.75 1. Let me also just do I can go there. And then yeah, that rounds it to an int. Does math helper have a round? No. I don't want to do math.round because that turns it into an int. Oh, it only turns it, I see. So if I make this a double. You know, this isn't gonna work. Yeah, this isn't gonna work. Because this fluid pocket is constructed when the game loads, or when the world loads. And so the amount of fluid in a fluid pocket would actually change, which is far from ideal. So actually I don't have a choice. I'm gonna have to store a private final map of block pos to a float or something. So rather than storing them twice, I'll just make this a map of block pos to a, what should I do? A float or an int or a byte or a short? Problem is, I gotta think how Minecraft even stores it. And I don't think Minecraft actually stores like shorts, right? Like, I'm pretty sure if I saved it as a short, Minecraft wouldn't save it as a short. because I'm gonna forget, is this saved to MBT? Maybe it does actually then, because it's not saved as a JSON, is it? Okay, I'll save it as a short then. So I'll have a map of block pause to a thing is, shorts are such a pain in the ass to work with, man. Because you have to cast all the time. So yucky. Okay, why is this oh, because it's put all. Okay, and then that means I don't need this. The fluid amount needs to be good with that. There we go, like that. This can just be set. I don't think I need to like get my index. Okay, but I do need that. Actually, I can just. There's no need. Okay, so this is going to become a map of a map of block pause. Oh god, a map of block pause to a short. So let's do a private static final codec of a map of block pause short with positions codec, and then I'm going to use my codec utils for this. So unbounded map, I need to use block pause string codec. That is what all it needs, right? Yeah. Okay. So then I can just do that. Okay, and then I also need that as a packet. Packet codec of a registry. No, what? What is it doing? What are you doing? Oh, I see what it's done. Why has it done that? Isn't there a map thing? I'm not sure what this map thing is. Might be the right thing. So that would be hash map new, and then it would just be extra packet codecs. Do I even have that or not? No. This also needs to be packet codec dot short. So, okay, so I need to create this then. Packet codec byte buff a pause. Okay, I need to bring this over to my other mod. I can see exactly how you do this. So packet codecs.string. Okay, so comp flat map doesn't exist. Can I just map buff? I don't think so. I don't think that does what I want. Could be. I don't suppose 7410 is in the stream, is he? Because I do not know things about packet codec. I don't know if maybe I mean, I could do packet codecs.codec and just do a block pause. Not that. Extra codecs. Dot block pause string codec. But you're not meant to do that. So I don't know if that's necessarily a good idea. I'll just do that for now because it's gonna work. So then I can do fluid position and stop packet. That. This doesn't exist anymore. So yeah, so this just literally doesn't exist anymore. Well, that's fine. If it contains the key, then remove the pause, update min max. Yeah, that's fine. That's pretty much what it needs to do. This can use the key set. We have a problem here. This can just do key set. Good position, start. Key set. Key set is does key set create a new set every single time, or does it? Oh god, I've broken something here. Go to implementation. I just want to know what it does in hash map. Why do I have to go through? I've gone past it. Completely missed it. Hash map. Okay, good. So it doesn't create a new key set every single time. That's all I needed to know. So that's fine. This is just field access then, effectively. I mean, I don't know if it would actually figure that out, but you know, still. Yeah, that's true. That can also be that. That's correct. I didn't think about that. Okay, so that lets me get the fluid amount. And then that's updated. Yeah. This also isn't going to do anything. This should do that. Okay. We have a problem though, which is this. Yeah. Map of a block pause. Positions with amount is equal to a new hash map. And then for pausing positions, then we're going to do positions with amount, put, pause, next a random int +1. Sure, that's fine, I guess. Because you can't do, I don't suppose you can do next short, okay? Of course not. Why would they ever let you do that? Okay. I mean, this actually isn't really ideal. I am tempted to do a byte rather than a short. Because I don't need it up to, you know, 32,000. I really only need it to 255. So a byte more than suffices. I think I'll do a byte rather than a short. So I can just make this a byte, this a byte, I can make this a byte, I can make this a byte. And what else is broken from that? This needs to be a byte. This needs to be a byte. Oh, I see what this has done. Why do you need explicit casting for shorts? Are they not primitives? You need to explicitly cast them because it doesn't know it's a short. It just thinks it's an int. That's what. I'm sorry, what is this complaining about? Oh, right, I see. Okay, that's why that was broken. I see. This kind of isn't what I want, though. I don't want to map it to a long. I want to do byte amount, and then I want to do no, not really. I don't really want to do that. I want to do byte amount. Let me map it to a double. And then do byte amount divided by 100. And then I can map to long. Right, and then that does fluid constant start bucket. Sure. I think that'll be fine. It's a little bit weird, but it should be fine. So then I can make this a byte. And then I can do random.nextInt between 75 and 125. And it doesn't like that because this needs to be next between. And has IntelliJ died? Nope, it's managed to save itself. It almost died though. Okay. So. Yeah, this is, I mean, that's not great, but it's fine. Okay. This should be okay. Why is this complaining? God, this needs to be the key set. And then this is also the key set, but I'm not too worried about that because we're kind of going to ignore it anyway. Oh. Okay, so that's basically all of those, and then we can come back in here where we were, right? I think so. And then we can do move pocket state dots. Ah, you see what the problem with this is though? So the problem here is now... Yeah, this is actually kind of a big problem. So I can't like decrease the amount. This is actually a big problem. I also... Wait, I need a way to get a fluid pocket first. Well, let's do that first. Get fluid pocket. No, what the hell? I want it at... No, what are you doing? Not what I wanted. Okay, great method. Here we go. Right, this is going to return a fluid at pause. I don't like that. Well, actually... Sure, I mean, that will actually work, but it's just a bit weird. But sure, okay. Fluid pocket. So, the fluid pocket is null somehow. I don't know how that would happen, but sure. Then we'll do that. Is that even possible? I mean, it is technically possible, but sure. Okay, so then what we want to do is we want to be able to get the amount. Okay. And then we basically just need to take it all out, right? So first of all, if fluid amount is less than or equal to 0, then we're going to do the same thing again. We're just going to do... IntelliJ has now died. Is it going to come back, or is it dead? No, I think it's dead. We're going to have to restart IntelliJ again. First time this stream, though. Yeah, it's not coming back. Okay. Just restart. It is, yeah. Questionable ID. Is it even going to restart? I bet it won't. Yeah, it's not restarting. I'm going to have to go into Task Manager. I'm going to have to find it, and I'm going to have to stop it myself. IntelliJ, there we go. And task. Now I should be able to start it back up. Why should it not even send? Okay, it did. Thank goodness. That'd be crazy if it didn't, to be fair. Okay, fluid pockets do have a fluid type, right? Yeah, they have a fluid state. So is empty? Sure. Or and then actually what I can just do is I can just replace this here with fluid pocket is empty, which saves a little bit of effort there. Wait, that doesn't make sense. Wait. No, that doesn't make sense. I don't need to do this. I just need to say, fluid amount is less than or equals 0. Okay. Because the fluid amount will update when the positions are updated. Yeah, so that does that. Okay. So what I need is I need a public void extract fluid. So what this will do is it will remove the amount from the fluid amount. That's kind of what I want, but not really. So first of all, if this dot fluid amount is greater than if amount is greater than this dot fluid amount, then amount is going to be equal to fluid amount. Yeah, that's sure. That just that makes it nice and simple. Let's actually return along as well, which will just return basically the amount it was able to do. So we'll do that, and then we'll do this dot fluid positions dot So I want to kind of remove randomly from different fluid positions. So int number of blocks to adjust. Or no, let's do this. Let's get a list of block pause. We can actually have a map of block pause to a byte, which will be the non-empty positions. Let me do that. Put in 0, then it puts it in there. Right, and then I don't want to remove from all of them. I just want to remove from some of them. So first of all, I need to convert this amount into something that's like actually relative to a byte. It's kind of the problem with using a byte, because it makes that a pain in the ass, but we'll figure it out. So from a random What? What has that done? That is not what I want. I just want a random number. So thread local random current dot next int between 1 and sure. We'll say math dot max 1, which just ensures that like that's not going to be a problem. But this does need to be +1, so 2 then. Okay. That's kind of not what I want. Let's just do this. Just do this. Sure, we'll do that. Okay. If position to take from is equal 0. Well, no, because this needs to be math.max 1 and then this random number. That's the way to do it. Okay. What is this doing? So yeah, we want to iterate over these positions, right? So this is how many positions it will choose. And then we just need to choose a random one basically for each of these iterations. So actually, yeah, what Copilot wrote there was fine. It'll go through those non-empty positions, it will choose a random one, and then it will cut it out, basically. If it's null, it just breaks. It probably shouldn't break. If it's null, it should probably do I negative negative and then continue. And then actually say like non-empty position dot remove pause. I mean, that should never, like, that just doesn't really make sense, but yeah, okay. Okay, then we get the fluid amount. If the fluid amount is greater than 0, which it guess it might not be, but then it does amount over positions to take from. I'm not going to use a byte. I'm just going to use an int, because otherwise this is going to cause me some big problems. Like it just doesn't work. So I'm just going to do an int. This is going to be int amount. This doesn't need to be a thing, so this can actually just do that. This doesn't need to be a thing either, right? Because that's an int. That's fine. That's fine. This just needs to be an int. This needs to be an int. This needs to be an int. And this needs to be an int. Apparently an integer. Love that. Okay. Blue amount is greater than 0, then it does the amount to take. And da 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 da. Why is it dividing by a bucket? Probably because of this. It doesn't need to do that. Yeah, that doesn't need to be a thing. This needs to just... yeah. Isn't there a way to do this? To, like, function identity? Something? I don't know what function.identity does, I'll be honest. I see. So it needs to... yeah, it basically converts it into a long stream. Sure. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That shouldn't be a problem then. Okay. So amounts take is math.min between amount and fluid amount. Amount is what? Amount is the amount we're trying to take. So it takes the minimum between that and the amount that's stored. That makes sense. Then it puts in the fluid positions that new amount, and then it takes that amount from the amount. That's fine, because we're going to want to return that in a second. If amount is less than or equal to 0, then we break. That's fine, because obviously we don't want to take any more. The amount is greater than 0, so if it's not, then it does non-empty positions.remove. Okay, that's fine too. That makes sense. And then we're just gonna return amount. Okay. This is fine, I think. It's maybe not ideal, but like I'm thinking it might be better to just take the list of positions and then randomize them and then kind of loop over until it's taken the amount. That might be better. I'm gonna do that actually. So this is the non-empty position, so we just want to shuffle them. I don't know if I can do that though. Like, can I do collections.shuffle on a map? No. I guess maps don't work like that, do they? So I guess that makes no sense. Okay. Sure. So I'll have a while loop then. So I'll say while it's not empty and amount is greater than 0. It's a random index. Converts it to an array, which gets the pos, gets the amount. The amount is greater than that, then it just takes that away. And then breaks, else it minuses that. And then does that. The flow position.clear? Why? Okay, no, don't do that. Not what I want it to do. I don't want to actually remove the original positions, because then that's going to cause us problems. So I just want to do this dot fluid amount. Yeah, sure. And then return. Gonna do that, and then I can say return original amount, negative amount, which basically says how much it's actually extracted. That will be fine. Yeah, I mean, I probably should have just made a thing, but it was just fine. That's fine. Okay. This is fine, right? A random index. Could be. Could be fine. In fact, I can probably simplify this as well, can't I? So long change equal original amount, negative amount, and then I can just do negative equals change, and then return change. But I do have to take these non-empty positions actually, don't I? So I have to do stop fluid position dot put pos fluid amount. I can simplify this into a single. Oh, so oh, yeah, I guess so. I guess that makes sense. Sure. Okay. So then what I should be able to do in here is I should be able to say fluid pocket dot extract fluid. And I'm going to say how much I want to extract, which is going to be fluid constants dot bucket. And I can say dot var, which will turn that into extracted. If extracted is 0, then raw will do that. And then else, basically we're going to put that in the fluid storage of, I don't know. See, in reality, I'd like it so the drill tubes actually store fluid in a way. But then that means they all have to be block entities, which is far from ideal. The other option is if I have a private final map of block pos to an integer, which is the drill tube fluid map. Fluid level 4. And then that would allow me to just that would make things easier. In fact, I could just get rid of this and then just call this drill tube. And do that. Let's create a private boolean r drill tubes full. I guess what it could do actually, what could happen is Hello, Plaben Mondel. Welcome to the stream. I'm thinking, because basically the fluid moves up the drill tubes from the pump jack, right? So the pump jack will pump it up each of the tubes, basically. So I need a way to say, like, this map ideally needs to only be modified by the pump jack. Because the pump jack is what's going to pull it up. But I don't want it to have direct access to the map. Well, I guess I could. I'm just trying to think, is that the best way to do it? I think, sure, we could do that. So we could do a map of block pos like that, and then in the pump jack we can get the block entity, right? So if this stop running, then we get the wellhead block entity. If this dot world dot get block entity at this dot wellhead pos, oh, you know what I need to do? If this dot wellhead pos is equal null, I need to return is instance of then I have the wellhead, right? So I'll do this. Then we will say wellhead block entity, I'll get drill tubes, right? And then basically I'm going to modify this map, right? I'm going to say move the fluid in each of the drill tubes up a block. So what has Copilot done here? So for each entry in the entry set, we're going to get the pos and the level. The level is greater than 0. Then we say no. So what this has done is it's basically created the fluid state. So what I need is a new do you physically need to move the fluid up by each block? So there's no like physical, there's basically not actually a fluid here. I'm kind of just faking the existence of a fluid, right? So basically the quote-unquote fluid is just literally this integer. It's just an integer, that's it. So it's like not actually a fluid until it reaches this block. This block is when it will become a fluid from that number. Because from the fluid pocket, I can request what actual fluid it is. I can say it's, you know, whatever fluid state is there. But yeah, basically the pump jack will emulate like the physical moving of the, even though it's not physically moving, it's just gonna edit a map. That's kind of how I'm doing this. the tube reaches 100%, then it gets into the hash map. No. So how do I explain this? You know what? Paint time. Paint. Here we go. Hello, paint. Okay. Oh, paint is struggling. Okay. So. Right. Here we go. So. Oh, that's black. It's not gonna work. We'll go red, or it doesn't really matter. Okay, so imagine this is the pump jack, right? This is like the weird thing, right? And then it has the like line downward, right? Like that. And then here we have the drill tube, right? Maybe not that long. So there's multiple drill tubes here. We'll split it into segments. Keep this nice and simple. I've lost the thing. It's fine. Okay, just imagine these two are the same size. Okay, that's actually gonna bug me if they're not the same size. So let's just do that. Okay, imagine these are all the same size. So, okay, and then I will make a thing down here, right? So this is the, we'll say that this is the fluid, right? Okay. So, basically, the way it works, right? So, let's say that in here there is like 100,000 millibuckets of crude oil. Okay. Now what will happen is this thing, right? Will do its thing, right? It'll you know, up or down, up, down, up, down, up, down, whatever. And then what that will cause to happen is it will cause this to start filling up with this, right? So this will get some amount, right? Let me do you know, I'll do that. Maybe slightly small. Okay. So this will go in here, right? And we'll say that this is maybe like I don't know. Well, it is a bucket, right? So in this case, we'll say a bucket is 1,000 millibuckets. It's not, but we'll just say that it is, right? And then what will happen is, as this is pumping up and down, right? As it's you know, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, whatever. Then this will move up to here, and a new one will be put here. That was terrible. Right? Does this make sense? And then what eventually will happen is it will reach here, right? So it'll reach this block right here. And then at this point, we'll have, you know, some pipes that are connected to it. So we'll have like a big long pipe like that, which will have this. Right, so that would be piped along there. I'm just trying to make this like look like it's like piping something along there, you know. Does this make sense? I hope this makes sense. And this all works because this will be powered by electricity, right? So we'll have like a wind turbine here, right? So do a thing, and then it'll be like this is spinning and shit, right? And then this generates our energy that goes into here, right? If the pump stops, then the tube segments get empty. So I'm kind of thinking like each segment is like it has like a valve, right? So it can't go back down. Basically, if this stops pumping, right, for whatever reason, maybe this energy was cut off, right? So let's just say like this was cut off, then the fluid would just stay in this tube, right? And it would stay in this tube, it would stay in this tube, and it wouldn't move up, it would just stay there. And then when it's turned back on, right, so you know, we patch it up, then what will happen is it will start moving back up, right? So it will then go like this, and then this one will be removed, right? I think that makes sense. Anyways, that's my lovely diagram for you all. I guess since I'm doing this whole diagram, I need to show you the other bit as well. So there will also be... I don't really know where to put this because it's not really going to fit in, but like there's also going to be like a gas pipe up here as well. Right, so this will be gas pipe and then fluid pipe. Right, this is the pump jack. This is the, what did I call it? I've already forgotten what I've called it. Wellhead, that's it. Right, so this is the wellhead, and then this is drill tube. So that's basically how it works. And fuck it, since I'm annotating the whole thing, this is a wind turbine. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can tell that even from my terrible drawing, but you know. What was the hash map? So the hash map is these drill tubes. Right, so we'll have... how do I show this? Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I have a mega plan. Okay, this isn't really going to work actually because I've done it the wrong size, but we're going to ignore that. Okay, how many actually are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we can get rid of this last one. Okay, so this is the hash map, right? So but the first one will be whatever is here. So if I grab, here we go, and I go, I don't freaking know. I'm running out of colors to work with. Orange, sure. But this is 1, 1. This is 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5. I don't know why I put these two up here instead of in here, but you know, ignore that. That was a terrible 6. 6 is a hard. 6. That was also a terrible 6. I'll just put it pretty readable. That. So then you would say, for example, that like number 6 has 1,000 millibuckets in it. Number 5 has 1,000 millibuckets. Number 4 has 1,000 millibuckets. Number 3 has 0 millibucket. Number 2 has 0 millibucket. And number 1 we'll say also has 1,000 millibucket. That. I think that makes sense. Anyways, that was my TED Talk. So now we have to figure out how to actually like implement that. So unfortunately I can't just like iterate over the map because, well, I can, but I can't iterate over it and change it because obviously that doesn't work. You can't do that. So I'll have to make a copy. I'll call this the modified copy is equal a new hash map of drill tube. Now, the only problem... I just thought about this. The only problem with this is that when it reaches the top, it's going to have to remove it from the map. And so how am I going to receive that in... Well, I think my idea was to have a buffer, right? So to have a private final wrapped fluid storage of a single fluid storage, and then this is the wrapped fluid storage like that, and then this dot wrap fluid storage dot add storage a new output fluid storage. This capacity will just say fluid constants dot bucket, and then the predicate is whether or not it can extract. That's always true, so that's fine. So then what I can do, if I first of all actually just create a public output fluid storage, which is actually just gonna be get storage, get output. So Fine, I'll do the rest while I'm at it. So read MBT. If it contains... No, we don't do it like that though. This also doesn't exist. So this is going to be MBT.get that, and then this is going to use block pause.codec. And I can do or else null. Which actually means that I can just get rid of that kind. Dual choose.clear, yes. Key. I can do get compound or empty. And then I can do dual tube set dot keys dot for. Right, so that'll be the key, and then this is the pause, right? So I pass that as a long. And then I get the int depth. No. Fluid amount is equal what? Get int key. Oh yes, okay, yeah, of course. And then that's that, and then it just does that. Okay. And then that read MBT. This needs to be if MBT.contains fluid storage. Then we can do MBT.getList or empty fluid. I think I actually usually call it fluid tank, so I am going to stick with that weird convention I've come up with. And then write MBT is pretty much exactly the same. So that, and then pause.codec. Oh, I see what that's done. How do I make this a string? Can I mean, I can cast it, but I don't want to cast it. I want to do string.value of screw tubes, and then fluid tank. No, that's not that complicated. Just dot wrap fluid storage dot write MBT. Not like that. MBT.put fluid tank by MBT register. There you go. Okay. Move the fluid in each of the drill tubes. Oh, yeah, that's fine. I need to be able to get the thing though. I guess whilst I'm at it, I'll also create the provider and stuff. So we want a single storage. Get no, get fluid provider. No, oh my god. Direction. Oh my god. Why is it so incapable of doing the most basic thing in the world? It literally knows what I want from it, man. Yeah, this is fine. This, though, I don't want it to be present on every side. Add storage. Ah, that takes in a single side. Bugger. Okay, what I can do is I can do direction dot how do I get the horizontal one? Axis direction, no. Axis dot wait. No. There's a thing. What am I looking for? I'm looking for type horizontal dot iterator dot no, I don't want iterator. I want can I not just get a list? Okay, fine, I'll stream it. That's kind of stupid, but sure. Yeah, and then for each direction, add storage. I knew that didn't look right. Copilot, I feel like is actually getting worse. It's kind of crazy. Like it's not gotten better. I genuinely think it might have gotten worse. I don't know how, but I think it has. Okay. I think this is fine to do, but I'm actually not sure. I think it's fine. Did you fix your pipes? Kind of. I mean, they're not... For the most part, yes, I did. But they don't, like, work either. So... Like, they have some issues. But for the most part, they do work, yes. I don't want to add a drill tube, though. I don't really want set drill tubes either. I just want to get drill. What's wrong with that? Oh, I've already done that? Oh. Okay. Ignore that. Oh, of course I did, because I'm literally using it right there. Right. Okay. So I do want this, yes. Okay. Okay. If tube pos dot above or up equals this dot wellhead pos, right? So if it's the one below the wellhead, then we're gonna do I don't want to do this. Yeah, so it's going to be the above pos. That's kind of correct. Yeah, so let's say if new pos is not equal this dot wellhead pos, or to make this even easier, actually, I can say if drill tubes contains the new pos, then we're gonna get the one above it, right? Only problem is we need to go in order here, otherwise this isn't gonna work. Like if we try and do them out of order, then it's gonna try and move some up, but it's not gonna be able to do that because the ones above it haven't moved up yet, right? So it needs to actually move from the top and work its way down. It's kind of hard to do with a map. Let's do this. Let's do a list of block pause, ordered positions, and then which way round is this gonna go? Does anyone know which way around this will do it? Is this gonna do top to bottom or bottom to top? I think it's gonna do top to bottom, right? Wait. Is it? No, it's gonna do the wrong way around. Can I reverse it? There we go. I'm pretty sure that will do what I want it to do. Okay, so then I want to go through each ordered positions. I want to get the amount, and I want to get the above pause. The drill tubes contains the new pause. Then we're gonna do modified copy dot put new pause. You know, I don't need this anymore, do I? I don't need the modified copy. I can just do that. Because I'm no longer iterating over it. So that's good. So if it contains it... Okay, don't do this. Or that. So I want to try and put the amount in there. So int currently stored. If currently stored is less than fluid constants dot bucket, then we're gonna do int new amount is gonna be math.min between a bucket minus currently stored. What? That makes no sense. That doesn't make any sense. Available space is a bucket minus the currently stored. So that's basically, yeah, how much is available. And then if amount is greater than the available space, yeah, and then we put pause amount minus that. Else we're just going to put pause 0. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay. Currently stored is less than a bucket. There's no else statement. It doesn't do anything in the else statement. The only else statement is if it doesn't contain it. So else if objects equals new pause this dot wellhead pause, right? So if the above pause is the wellhead pause, Then we're going to try and put it in the actual thing. So we get the single fluid storage. Is going to be get output fluid storage. I'm going to rename this to be called get fluid buffer. I'll call it get fluid storage buffer. Oh sure, I'll make this an output. It doesn't really matter. If storage is not null, then the amount to transfer is the capacity negative the amount. The minimum between the capacity negative the amount, so that's the available space, and the amount. That's greater than 0, then it increases the storage amount. Okay, and then it updates the drill tubes at that position to be amount negative however much it inserted. Okay. And I'm also going to do storage dot changed. What's the method called? Sync? Is sync what I want though? Or do I want on final commit? What does sync actually do? I think I want storage on final commit. I can't call on final commit. I really need a mark dirty method, huh? Let's put it in thinking fluid store. There you go. What is this called, by the way? Yeah. Oh, so that's called every tick. So actually, I don't need that. I just need to mark it as dirty. And then it does that. Okay. I think this should work. I guess. I think so. Only thing I want to probably do is move this inside of also only if it actually makes a change. So boolean has pump, and then yeah, so here has pumped is true, and then has pumped is true, and then if has pumped, then we're gonna use up some energy, otherwise we don't need to. Okay. In the future, I'll probably like have some kind of like pressure system, and if it can't pump it, then it's just gonna like explode or something. I think that would be pretty cool. But yeah, for right now, this should be fine. Now I do need to do this. Oh. And actually, while I'm at it, let's go ahead and register the so. Oh god, where's it gone? Here we are. So fluid storage sided, and this is going to be for the well head block entity. wellhead. Nice. Okay. I also need chunk this thing, yep. That's fine, and then I need to update packet, which returns a lock and the update it. Create this. Okay. Okay. Go through this. I can check what it's. So it will try and extract. But it only should actually do this if the bottom fluid, if the bottom drill tube is empty. So if I do bottom of tube, so long in bottom tube equal bottom of tube dot up. Wait, that's not a long, is it? An int. If in bottom tube is I don't need to do this actually, do I? I'm just thinking like it doesn't actually make sense to stop it from running because it's not actually going to do anything, so it's fine. So if it's less than 0, no, that's fine. I want it to be less than 0. So if it's greater than 0, no. If it's greater than or equal to fluid constant dot bucket. When is the next tutorial? I need one. What do you need a tutorial for, Wide? You don't need a tutorial. Like what? Representing the people? Well, as I've said in the past, until I'm done with uni, which is the end of the month, I am not going to be doing any more tutorials. And even then, I probably won't, because I'm probably going to wait till 1.22 so that I can do some multi-loader. So, not anytime soon is the answer. Because I'm pretty set on doing multi-loader, I think. I'm going to do Neoforge and Fabric multi-loader. I think that's the best way to do it. It's been years. It hasn't been that long, Wide. It's been 6 months, I think. I think it's been 6 months. Let me check. 7 months. Okay, fine. I give it to you. 7 months. Wouldn't it be good if you did some Neoforge then? Well, probably, but yeah, that's fine. So will the videos be both then? Yeah, so basically it'll be one tutorial that fits both loaders. That's basically how it will work. It won't be that different. It will, Wide. It will be very different. It's going to be very interesting. The thing is, I don't actually know how like hard it is. So, I mean, everyone says that you should do it, so it can't be that difficult, right? Because I think the idea is that most of the code you write can like transfer between the two, so you end up with common code rather than like Fabric code or NeoForge code. The only kind of problem is mapping, because you have to use ModeMap for Fabric or Yarn on NeoForge. Neither are really ideal, so that's kind of the only problem with it all. F.2 int exact? What does that do? How's the value of the long argument? That's incredibly unnecessary. Is NeoForge that much different to Forge? Apparently, yes. I don't really believe it. Everyone keeps saying like it's so much different and stuff. I haven't honestly heard much that's said such a thing. Like, I haven't actually seen any evidence for that. So I don't know. I also haven't really kept up with it because, well, I kind of can't because, you know, I'm banned, so... So the only knowledge I have from NeoForge is, like, not very great. And that's probably kind of the only reason as well that, like, I'm not really that interested in actually doing NeoForge, because, like, I kind of genuinely can't. Because I'm banned. But it just makes it very difficult for me to do that. Do you think you'll ever get unbanned from MMD or NeoForge? Nope. I don't think I'm ever getting unbanned. I mean, maybe, but, like, improbable. You know? Like, they are pretty set in stone from what I can tell. I don't know, maybe someday I'll try and push for another appeal, but it's like, is it really worth it? I mean, I think if I appeal, I'll appeal from MMD first. And then... Well, or will I? No, I would probably appeal from NeoForge first, actually. Because the problem is the NeoForge people basically run MMD, right? I mean, not all of them, of course, but, like, some of them. Like, Earl. So... I don't know. Who knows, man? Oh, I can't... But the thing is, like, the reason I won't get unbanned from MMD first is because they've spread misinformation in there about me, right? They've said I've done worse things than I did. But there's no chance I get banned from there first, I think. So, it would be NeoForge first. I mean, I could be like, I could say like, if you unban me, I'll make NeoForge tutorial. But that's kind of bad. And I don't think it would help. what are they claiming you did? I am not going to get into that on stream. But they are claiming I did some crazy thing. Which I did not do. Well, really, I say they are claiming. It's Curl that is claiming this. No one else has any... I mean, she doesn't even have any evidence of anything, to be honest, but... That's besides the point, and we're not going to get into that on stream. It's a whole thing, man. For anyone completely not caught up with the context here, you're probably so confused right now. The only thing I can say is there's a lot of misinformation out there, so make sure you check your sources. Anyways, I think that's it. Like, I think we're done. And the thing is, they worship her, so exactly, yeah, they do. I don't know why. I don't think she even works on Neoforge, like, anymore. I think she's basically just there as like a mascot. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I'm not saying that, like, definitively. But, like, if I look at the commit history of Neoforge, right? And we're looking for Curl. I don't see much. Wait, is this going to new pages? Is it? I'm confused. What is happening right now? It didn't. Being weird. But, like, I don't see any Curl in here. You can filter by you. Oh, you can. Okay, last month, and then January, and then December. Okay, that was just a readme change. That was... Okay. Okay, this was actually a, like, somewhat large change. Updating to 1.18. Wait, updating to 1.18? So that wasn't even Neoforge? Wait, none of these are Neoforge. This is the only Neoforge one. All of the rest are pre-Neoforge. These are all Forge stuff. Maybe she does some of the Gradle stuff? Maybe? Yeah. Oh, you can't see, like, her... Okay, well, look at her... No, because this is her contribution graph. So... She doesn't work on anything. This is what I'm saying, right? It's like... I don't know, man. It's like everyone suggests she has this, like, massive high ground over everyone else. And yet she doesn't do anything. But the point is, I'm probably not going to get unbanned anyway. So it doesn't matter. I mean, closer to the time, I'm probably going to repoll it, like, on Discord, maybe on YouTube as well. Just to see, like, do people actually want multi-loader tutorial? Because I think my audience has changed, right? Since I started doing fabric tutorials, my audience has definitely changed. Right? Most people on my Discord, for example, are now doing fabric. So I probably, like, could do multi-loader. The thing is, a lot of people aren't going to want to do multi-loader. So it's like, I don't know. It's something I'll need to poll a little bit more before we get anything definitive. Okay, let's create a new world. I need to move this. You know what? Actually, I will get rid of. 1 second. I will get rid of this. Okay. Okay, so we want to find a desert, right? So locate biome desert. Okay. Okay, so let's grab the seismic scanner because currently that's the only way for us to actually even find the crude oil pockets. This is a tiny desert. Oh my god. Really? There's not going to be one here, is there? I thought you yeeted everything from the scanner. No, just the rendering and the GUI. Like, if I open the GUI, well, I mean, yeah, nothing's going to show up anyway. But, like, yeah. Can I locate biome desert? Like, can I do that whilst I'm... No. Okay. We'll do that. There's one 2,000 blocks away. This is also a tiny one. Are you kidding me? Really? This is tiny. Oh. Here's one. Wait, no. Never mind. That's saying it's generated ones. I was going to say, because I thought it said in the in-game chat if it found one. So that confused me a little bit. One down here, maybe? Come on. I bet this actually isn't a desert anyways. It's probably a beach. Ah, there's a desert. Ah. Okay, they're obviously here because it's saying in chat they're being generated. Am I just getting unlucky? Spectator? Oh, I guess it would help me actually. I actually don't see any. Okay, let's teleport to one of them. Huh. Oh, because I removed the rendering. Of course I did. Also, this is under the ocean. What? Okay, but it's not even saying in chat that I'm above it. I'm a little bit confused. What is going on here? Bro, it's under the ocean. Why is it under the ocean? I like this one. A little bit further back before I got to the ocean. So maybe. Things I haven't changed this. This is also under the ocean. Wait, is it? Okay, it's just not under the ocean. Okay, yeah, it has found one because it did the thing. Okay, so. Let's make some space because... Okay, actually what I'm going to do, I'm going to place a block here so I don't forget where that is. And then we're just going to break a little bit of this sand. Because we need space for the up jack. Actually, I can have it facing this way, can't I? I don't need that much. Okay, so we need the drill, first of all, because we need to drill down, right? And likewise, we then need a... We'll go 2 stacks. Okay, we'll go block welder drill head. Probably going to be water down there. I hope not. Okay. So we can place the drill. Of course. Of course. This is the problem with updating, right? Because you can't test everything. So no enum constant void. Oh, because it's doing serialized name and then it's doing value of. And value of doesn't get you... What? Yeah, okay. So I need to do... overflow method dot value of string dot to uppercase locale dot root. I don't suppose I can hotshot that, can I? Nope. We're gonna have to restart. I tried. It's small things like this that are gonna break. At some point, obviously, I'm gonna have to do a testing phase, and you know, there's probably gonna be hundreds of bugs like this. We wait. Okay. Watch it not spawn me in the same place. That didn't work. Is that because it's saved now into MBT that it's... Wait, no, that shouldn't be. Wait, that should be fine. Value of... See, that looks like it's like converted. Like, is it saying that it's this? But why would it be that? Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm such an... Can I hot swap this? I can. Okay, good. Thank goodness. Okay. So, we have the drill. Okay, definitely not right. We need the drill head, which goes in there. Oh, okay. Let's just ignore that for a second. Then we need the motor. Okay, so we should have the motor. Yep, we do. Okay. Okay, that doesn't go though. Okay, the rendering is definitely... It's not updating. The rendering is not changing. Okay, anyways. We ignore that. If I press start, is that... Oh wait, where's the drill head? Wait. Wait. I'm so confused. Okay, that should not be able to start. This is completely broken. I'm gonna have to come back to this at some point. Where do I have to place the cables? What? Does anyone remember? Is it on top? Might be on top. Not good. No. But where do I place the cables? What? I genuinely don't remember. Is it below? Where do I place the cables? I'm so confused. So what is up with this rendering? What? Something is so broken right now. Okay, I guess we're not drilling then. Fine. I'll do it myself. The thing is, I don't know how far down it is, so I actually can't. Seismic scanner. Does this tell me? It doesn't tell me what position it's at. Okay. Oh, if I... How can I view the components that are on this item? Does anyone know? Is that even a thing you can do? Because if I could, then I could see what position is stored. But I kind of can't otherwise. Slash data. Get. Entity. S. What is this? Ah, here we go. Food pockets. Okay. Where am I right now? I'm at 5. Okay. 52,000. Okay, being in such a... Okay. 52,000. Okay. 52,117. What was the other number? Fuck. 1 second. I'm gonna use the stream to determine what the other number was. Okay, 1715. So now I need to find one that matches that, and then I need to find what Y level it's at. This is going to be kind of tricky to do, isn't it? Let me know if anyone sees it. Oh my god, there's so many numbers. So many numbers. Okay, wait. 52117. 52117. 52117. 19. 5211712. 5211711. 5211714. 1316. Really? 5211717. There should be one here though. Like, no reason why there shouldn't be one here. Wait, does every number except 15? I am at 15, right? Yeah, I am. I'm definitely at 15. 105. Where do you see that, Wide? I can't even see 105 on here. Oh, there. 52. No. Oh, this one. No. What? What do you mean 105? 105. No. That's in the middle? Oh, this one. 52117. 1715. Yes, that's the one. Okay, it's at Y11. That's all I needed to know. There was definitely an easier way of getting to that result, but here we are. So we're going down to Y11. Well, actually Y12, and then we'll... Ah, shit. That's what I was hoping. Okay, it's fine, actually, because... Yeah, it's... So that means the block I'm looking at should be 11, yeah. Okay. Okay, so... Not what I meant to do. Okay, someone remind me next stream to fix the drill, by the way. Because otherwise I will completely forget. So... Oil pump jack. And then we also want the... What was it called? I forgot what it was called. God. Wellhead. I knew it began with a W, I just couldn't pinpoint it. Okay. So. If I place it... Oh, it doesn't like that. Oh, do I need to place it like that? Oh. God. Ah. What is it now? We're at MBT. Oh, yeah, that's... Yeah, that would be why. Come on, I just want to test if this works, and then I'm probably going to end the stream there. But I need to get it to work first. Or I need to get something to happen. I just don't want to crash. Okay. Oh my god, I'm lagging so bad. Why am I lagging so bad? Okay, can I play? Oh my god. I'm actually lagging real bad. Okay. Oop, wrong block. Why can't I place it there? I'm so confused. Why can't I place it there? What? Is it because of this? That doesn't really make sense, but maybe. Maybe this? Maybe the if check is, maybe the check is a little wrong. It must be these blocks here. It has to be. I don't know why, but it has to be. Nope. I don't understand. I'm actually a little bit confused. What is happening? There's no blocks here. Oh. Let's do... Oh, oops. Yeah. Wait, how do you increase the limit? Game rule... Block? There's a way to increase it, right? Here we go. Okay. It doesn't work now, I'm gonna go crazy. What do you mean? What? Why not? My god. I genuinely don't know. What if I do it? Okay, that works. Okay, I can't even place it here. I'm right clicking and just straight up nothing happened. Yep, but I can't place it there either. Oh, wait. Wait. Oh no, it is destroying it. I thought maybe it wasn't like destroying the blocks or something. But look, now I can't place it there. I think what's happening is there's multi-block blocks, or like there's multi-block data in these blocks. I think there has to be. Anyways, if I place it there. No? Oh, come on. I can't even put it down, man. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna say... Yeah, I mean, it must be some of this rotation code. It has to be. Because what is valid position if it's replaceable? But that doesn't really make sense. Like, that shouldn't change anything because there's no blocks here in any of the directions that... Like, what? Here we go. Let's do this. If this doesn't work, I will actually go crazy. Like, oops, wrong thing. Okay, there you go. Okay, it's definitely not working correctly because it thinks there is blocks. Also, the fun don't go crazy right now. Anyways, if I do that, thing is, I don't have a GUI or anything. But if I pipe out of this, which I can do, that's fine, that's good. Okay, and then create a tank. Okay. Hopefully, if I give this block power... Why is it not working? Oh, there you go. Just have to find that center position. So this should now have energy. Meaning, in theory, this should now be pumping. I don't think it is. I'm not sure why, though, to be honest. Okay, let's breakpoint this. So this wellhead pause is not null, so it's found the wellhead. Okay. So we'll skip over. Okay, this dot running. See, this dot running is false. Ah. Because I never set it to true. Because I haven't done that in the UI yet. So I just hot swap that. What's it doing now? Okay, so we found the wellhead block entity. Get drill tubes. Oh. Of course. Because I never... Right. Right. I never made it find the drill tube. I did forget about that. Okay, for now, I'm just gonna do void find drill tube. If this dot drill tubes. Oh, that was some lightning. I don't know if you saw that. I don't know if that came through across on camera or not, but definitely got some thunder and lightning now. You want me to turn the filter off again? Here you go. I think noise suppression, compressor and limiter? No, limiter. Okay, limiter I need. No, compressor I need. Limiter can stay. Noise gate can go. And then if I do that, then you'll hear the next one. in theory. Okay. It probably sounds shit now, doesn't it? But you'll probably hear the next one anyways. Okay. So yeah, all we need to do is we just need to do Y, and then actually we'll just say block state below, or we'll do this. So we'll say a block pause dot mutable pause, which is going to be stop pause dot down dot mutable copy. Okay, and then below is going to be there. And then while below is a block init drill tube. Also, of course, now I've done that, there's no thunder. It was just one freaking thing. So it puts a mutable 0. And then mutable pause dot move down, below is equal state. Okay, yeah. Can you hear the rain, I wonder? I don't think so. So I actually can't hear the rain with my headphones on, so... Anyways, let's put this here. This is a terrible solution, by the way, but it will work. I just want to get this working, man. This will be the last attempt. Also, I'm gonna turn the things back on because I think that was genuinely a single strike of lightning, and then that was it. So, you know. You can probably go back on stream and see it, but it was so loud as well. I'm surprised that was the only one. Unless I missed the ones before, I don't think so. Because I saw the lightning, I saw my room. Okay. So what's it doing now? Should we have a look? Drill tube. So it's got the drill tube. Okay, let me look at the drill tubes though. Do any of them have any? No, so they don't have any values in them. So let's go into here. Okay, so bottom of drill tube. And then it finds the down position. It will get the state. Hello, Aleatorio. Welcome to the stream. So then it gets the fluid pocket. It's empty. Of course it's empty. Why is it empty? Fluid amount is negative 81,000. What? Fluid position. How is that possible? These are all positive numbers. How is that possible? I'm confused. How is this possible? Two positions, the values to stream mapped along, and then it sums it. I'm so confused. What? I wonder if this broke. It maybe this method ran and it broke. That's the only thing I can think. You know, I know what I'm gonna do. Okay, I'm gonna do that. And then I'm gonna do that. Oh, right, of course that's not running. I'm such an idiot. Wait, now I'm so confused. What? Okay, now it's just not... What? What is the bottom of tube's position? I don't know, man. I'm gonna end the stream here anyways, because I'm overrunning when I meant to end it. I genuinely, I'm very confused what is happening right now. But we'll figure it out next time, because I'm probably going to stream... Well, I'm actually not going to stream next week. Probably not going to stream the week after. I might stream next weekend, actually. I won't be able to stream then. But yeah. So yeah, that's going to be the end of this stream. So I hope you all enjoyed. We actually did get a fair amount done, albeit unable to test if it actually works. But, you know. So yeah, I will see you all in the next stream. Goodbye.